Do I look like a desert dweller? It's going to be hot for a while, but I get some reprieve from the sun. Good morning. It's day 3 on the Arizona Trail. Yesterday was almost as cold. I slept without my puffy on, but actually in the middle of the night I had to pull it over myself because I was starting to get way too cold. But it wasn't as cold as yesterday. The water's not completely frozen. But I noticed though, because I had the puffy on, I was warmer over my core. So when that happens, it kind of exerts more moisture, and then the sleeping bag basically gets wet on top. So my quilt actually has moisture just around like the core area. My legs are fine because my legs, I guess they weren't cold. So my sleeping bag's a little moist, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to dry it out in the sun at some point, or I could just keep going to camp, and then I don't know. It's a tough decision. Sometimes when you get to camp, you can get inside and your body heat will dry it out. But if you get to camp and it's going to be cold, your body heat's just not going to be able to keep up, and it'll just stay wet and be miserable. But today, I think we're going 2,000 feet lower than we had been. I'm going to try to go 19 miles again. Might be the same amount of terrain, a little bit more elevation gain than yesterday. So if I get going soon, I might be able to make it, no problem. If not, I'll just make it 15 miles. From 15, it's only going to be about 7 miles to town, and I'm going to try to stay in town tonight just so I can get the videos edited and uploaded, and hopefully I get at least 4 videos done that way. And that's about it. Let's get this day started. Oh yeah, there's ice on the top of the tent. I don't know if you could see. It's not as bad over there. It's always worse over your head. That's where the moisture's coming from. Oh god, it's dripping on my face. Oh my gosh. It's got it all over my face. You see it? Oh yeah. Yeah, it just fell all over my face. I'm gonna try to scrape some more off here. I'll talk to you later. Look at that beautiful sunrise. Yeah, it's a little past sunrise, but it just cleared the trees, so we're getting our first glimpse at it, and it's so warm right away. Right now it's kind of cold. I'm going to keep my rain jacket on. I took my puffy off. I'm going to keep this on to keep my ear and neck warm. I'm going to wear my gloves, and I'm going to head off. It's 7:35 right now, 7:40-ish. So it should be another 19-mile day. That's probably the same time I started yesterday, except yesterday it was still super dark and windy and colder, although my fingers are still pretty cold. But all right, I'll talk to you later on the trail. I don't know if I ever showed you my camera, but this is my Sony a6600, and I've got the new Comica stereo microphone. It's kind of nice. I say they look like rabbit feet. They look like dual rabbit feet. You can extend them out so you get better stereo recording. So if you hear any, like, I don't know, if you listen to some of my videos with headphones, you'll get distinct stereo recording out of it when I use this camera. Whereas right now I'm just using my cell phone. I forgot to mention that yesterday when I got to camp, my 2-liter Evernew bottle was almost completely melted. There was little pieces of ice in there I couldn't get out, but I was able to fill up my regular smart water bottles with them. So that thing is folded up. I was so happy because for the longest time I just couldn't do anything with it except carry it around. But that is done. And lately I've just been using my smartphone. I have my Osmo Pocket, and I really like how stable it is, but I did some tests with the Samsung S21, and the front-facing one is super smooth, and the selfie camera is actually pretty smooth as well. And it actually also does better with wind. You may have heard it in some of the earlier videos, the audio like blips, like switches channels sometimes, but I think that's with a little bit of wind. It just like mutes the wind out. It actually does a really good job. It sounds a little weird sometimes, I don't know, but the picture quality is good, right? But let's put this guy away and then get moving on these flatter areas, I like to push hard so I can make up the speed. So when I go slower on the uphills, it doesn't, averages out to be a pretty good overall speed. Like here, I should be going 3 easily. And I think I already got hiker arms. My right arm's already tired from holding this thing. Here's a front side view. It has the super stabilization. I don't think it's as good as a GoPro, but it's actually still really good. But this is the trail right now. Largely dirt, a lot of rocks, a lot of varieties of trees, like this tree again, with the weird bark that looks like tiles, like segments. So weird. So many of those. I haven't seen a single snake. I actually saw a southbound hiker. She was just doing a section, and she said she had javelinas show up near her tent. She said she saw a big group of them, and one of them went up to her tent to sniff around. But I haven't seen or heard anything yet. She saw a coati, I guess, behind me now too, but I like to see. I make a lot of noise, I guess. Oh, look at that, another good camping spot. I'm at mile 30.4. This is middle some tank. It's super dry. You can tell where the water used to be. In fact, in the very middle, you can kind of see a divot in the very middle where probably the very last bit of water was, but there is nothing here. Now this is unexpected. I'm at mile 31.2. It's a little past the middle canyon water sources, and there's a little pool here. It's actually really clean. I don't know how much longer this is gonna last, but it's actually pretty clean. It just looks like there's some ice on top. Yeah, you'll have to, it's not too thick, you can break through. But it's super clean and clear. It's at least, yeah, again, 6 inches. Over there's a deep spot. You can get at least several liters out of this. It's February 19th. Who knows how long it's gonna be here, because it's kind of out in the open and exposed, but pretty decent little pool of water. I don't need any right now, so I'm gonna keep going. Off to the right side of the trail, once you go up a little further even, there's a huge pool of water. I'm not gonna go down there, but it's actually really wide and looks deep. Looks really good. Of course, it's frozen, so you're gonna have to break through, but that's another really good water source. The trail actually comes down to this pool. It's a really deep pool. I'd say a couple of feet deep at parts. It just, of course, completely frozen over right now, but it looks clear because it's so frozen. Oh, the ice is not very thick at all. Yeah, it just poked right through. But this is a good, reliable water source. It's kind of yellowish looking, but as a hiker, you should be used to that by now, right? I feel like there's nobody behind me. There's nobody in this whole area down here. So it's all mine. Like, I'm enjoying this whole huge chunk of land all by myself. It's pretty crazy. It's nice and quiet. Check this rock out. It just happens to be that the sun is shining right along the arch of the rock. It was glowing earlier, but it must be behind some leaves now. But it just makes for like a golden cave. Now it's going away. Okay, it was cooler earlier, I swear. Hey, it's my first beaver tail type of cactus. No flowers. Oh, the petals are thin. Do you see it? Not as plump as you would like, I guess. These petals are all round though. The beaver tails I've seen are more oval shaped. I guess they look more like ping pong rackets. Ping pong. Yeah, ping pong rackets. These gates work really well. It's a spring-loaded lever, and there's a little hook. It just goes in there. So please close the gate. And then it doesn't quite slide shut on its own. You have to push it, but it goes right into that notch and close. I like these gates. There's a road right up there. We've been going parallel with it. I think at some point we're gonna hook left, and then gut hook says somebody's been leaving water caches now and then, but with how many people have come through, it's really iffy if there's gonna be any water there. And This will determine whether I go the next 7 miles carrying 1 liter of water, already a little dehydrated, or I go 7 miles after chugging a liter of water and a liter carried. It's a comfort or survival thing. I can make it 7 miles. I just won't be very comfortable. And this is the official intersection, but I don't see any water. You always wonder if they left the water somewhere down the trail because it was so close to the road. This is the intersection, but nothing. And then let's cross and see if there's any water there. I don't see anything. Uh-oh. Yeah, I didn't see any water. Not hidden in the bushes or anything anywhere. But there is a trailhead a little bit further up, and I think the water cache could be there, not the road itself. Let's just hope. I mean, it's right along the trail anyway. There's nothing I could do back there. There's a car up in the parking lot, and ahead I see a couple of jugs of water. There's one thing I've learned from watching the TV show Alone is don't get too excited until the fish is in your hands. All looks good. All right. Yes, thank you, whoever leaves this out here for us. I'm slightly confused. These two say Nate Water expected March 3rd. Okay, I won't touch those. But these say ETA 214. All three of these. This is the only one with no label at all. So I'll take some out of here. But today's the 19th. If they're not here in 5 days, there's something wrong. Garage Tyler and Crew, or George Tyler and Crew. I heard there was a tramway up ahead in front of me. I wonder if this is them. I wish they crossed it out if they got all the water they needed. So is it public if it's 5 days later? I don't know. So does anybody know who George, Tyler, and Crew are? Because there's a little over 2 gallons of water here. It's 5 days past the ETA. So, I mean, it's only like 2 days walk to the trailhead. So I can't imagine that they still haven't gotten here. Plus, I haven't seen anybody. Maybe they had a late start, but if you passed through and you had a water cache like this and you didn't use it all, please just kind of like scratch out your name so people coming up behind you can know it's okay to use it or not. Like the other one is March 3rd, so that's understandable. They're still on their way, so we won't touch that. That one had no label, but these, I'm so confused. So this is Canelo Pass. And there's an east segment and a west segment, passages I guess, 16.1 more miles to Patagonia. And there's the elevation profile of this. There we are right there in the yellow dot, and we are going that way. All down. Should be an easy one, huh? Just the problem is, if I pushed it, I can get there probably at 5:30, 6 o'clock. And if I find a place, then I won't have much time to edit. So I think I'm just going to camp about 3 miles out and then head in the morning and just kind of loiter around town editing videos until I can check in at whatever place I'm going to. I heard there's an inn there, but it's $120 a night, which is crazy. So I'm going to try to find an Airbnb, I don't know, some place. I hope I find something because I do need to stay and edit. So I did not intend to stay there. So it's going to be a delay. But as soon as I get out, I think the next several days, it's going to be mile 220 at Oracle before I find a place again. I'm going to have to push 20s every day for a while. So let's get going. Thanks, REI, for the sign. Oh, what a nice chair. I'm going to finish this up and then fill it up here. Girl Scout cookies. I love these. I actually can't remember what they're called, but they're the coconut ones with the chocolate stripes on them. I love these. These are my favorite. I had them in the back. I was thinking they might melt, but now's the time to eat it before it melts and becomes a messy goo. Yeah, this is how I'm hiking. I put my shamal over my head because largely the sun's coming from behind and I don't want it burning my ears or my neck. And I've done this all throughout the desert section of the PCT and I really liked it. I did flip this so the darker side is out because I thought it was gonna be cold. But as we go lower in elevation, it's gonna get warmer. So I think I'm gonna stop now, flip it inside out so it's lighter colored out, and then we'll be on our way. It's really nice. It lets the breeze come through. I just stick the ends through my chest strap, and I think it works great, but look like a dork, but oh well. Does it look lighter colored now? It's a little bit, not a lot. Looks like I have a big horn. Okay. Yeah, well. These are just beautiful specimens of manzanitas. Look how symmetrical it is, nice and brown on the inside. And there's another one. So many nice ones right here. Really healthy, green. I'm impressed. Look, more over here. Pretty wild, huh? Super green. Sometimes you see a lot of cow poop and sometimes you see a lot of cow poop. They must really like hanging out here, one reason or another. Holy moly. We are in the middle of dry, barren desert now. A lot of dead plants. Yeah. This is what you see. There goes the trail. There's a cow on the trail. We'll go say hi. I'm at mile 38.5. There's a nice pool of water down there. But like people have commented, there are a lot of cows. In fact, there's one right at the edge. And did he just poop? I'm gonna have to check that out on video. But there's poop all along the outside of it. In fact, there's one cow up there with horns. Hope he's not gonna give me trouble because I actually have to go that way straight to him. The trail goes down this way, but I don't know where it goes exactly, but down here you can see it. It's so cool when you're in a wide open area and you can just see so far. There's a trail, and it can't see Patagonia. I wonder if it's off to the right somewhere. On gut hooks they had a picture of this thing. I didn't see it. I had no idea where it was. Further up the trail I turned and looked, and look, nothing coming out of this one. The picture on gut hooks had water flowing out of it, but it must be the overflow for the lake back there. Not bad. It's noon right now and I went 9.3 miles, so almost 10 by noon. 10 by noon is always a good goal of mine, so pretty good. And I have about a little less than 9 to go to where I was going to camp out. And the next good water source I was going to get water is about 3. So overall, day's going all right. My feet still feel good. I think the top might be a little sore. I need to stretch my calves more. But other than that, the hot spot I had in my toes, I took the tape off last night, let them air out, and so far they still feel fine. There's no rubbing, there's no more pain, no more hot spots, so I think I'm good to go. I think I'm definitely good for 9 miles, and the Nero will definitely help me heal up, so I'm looking forward to that. My gosh, do I have tan lines from sunglasses already? think I do. Check out this beautiful Ocotillo. It has vertical lines. You see them going up and down? Beautiful. Totally leafless, but beautiful. Look at all the thorns on this guy. Look way out there, a couple of cows just hanging out in open. Where are you guys getting water? And here's another Arizona Trail gate. This one's different. This one's quite nice looking, actually. Oh boy, I've used one of these before, but they were much bigger. They're basically stalls because cows can't turn too hard. But oddly enough, they use barbed wire at the edge. Oh gosh, my pack is so wide. Oh, scraping. Oh, I got there. Whew. Here's this one with the solar panel. Does not sound promising. There's rust holes all over the top. There's this bin. It has holes in there, like bullet holes. So I looked in there and it just plants in underneath. So there's nothing there. That looks promising though. The dirt looks wet, like someone was here recently. But when I tap on this tank, sounds as hollow as can be. Moment of truth. Holy cow. Okay, let's get some water. So here I got 4 liters. I chugged 1, so I actually have 4 liters total right now. And that should take me 12 miles to town with a dry camp. So I usually account 1.5 liters for a dry camp because I'm cooking. So 2.5 liters would be purely for hiking from here to mile 12 or 12 miles. And the next 2 miles I'm actually good because I chugged a whole liter. So 10 miles for 2.5 liters, which is actually pretty good. I'll probably get to town with a liter left. I think I'll be good, but you know, everyone's different and each day is kind of different too. Hope it works out. It's funny when you talk really loudly, it vibrates. It vibrates! Vibrate! I like to use this system. It's a Seanock bag for filtering water. And I have a little piece of string and a carabiner. I can actually hang it on my trekking poles and let it just gravity filter. And it does a great job. You can usually eat or swat mosquitoes while you're doing it. That's the reason I did that. Well, if you're in a hurry and you don't have anything else to do, you can just fold it over and squeeze. And it comes out much quicker. I think it's a good flexible option. And the wide mouth on the top of the bag really helps in collecting water. So I like it and I think I'll stick with it. It's up to you though. And that's it. So this holds 2 liters and you basically swap it out. You got to hold it like this and be careful because if you just twist like this, it'll slip out of your hand and it'll go everywhere. And the worst part is if it falls down, it'll hit the bottom and the water will just shoot up the top right at you, from experience. One thing I like to do after every time I filter is just tighten this all the way and squeeze. Sometimes nothing comes out. There it goes. Just keep squeezing until a good gush comes out. That means you'd have flushed out anything that's in there. And if you do that every time, your filter can last quite a long time and the flow rate remains really good. So easy peasy. This blue adapter is totally worth it. I also have a little green scoop in here, just a Sprite bottle. It really helps when the water sources are shallow and you can't really use this to scoop any up. I just toss it into my bag, into my water filtration bag. It's quite wet inside, so I'm gonna have to let it dry out when I get to Patagonia. And that's it. I also really enjoy putting Propel in my water. Gives it a better flavor as well as gives you some electrolytes. I have 2 here because each one is for 16 ounces of water. Okay, after the cot tank enclosure, do not take this. I actually went down this way a little bit, but it actually takes you to a little creek with some water in it as of February 19th, but it looks like it could dry out pretty quickly. Hook a right. Hook a right. When you see a little gate like that, you think, you know, that's the way you go. Oh, there's a post over there. All right, Jay. Check this crazy thing out. Must have been someone's house a long time ago. Look how thick the rocks are. Wow. Yeah, you can see how thick the wall is right there in the window. That's a lot of rocks. That's a lot of work. Well stacked too. I'm always amazed. Look at that. Huh, just in the middle of nowhere. And the trail is right here. I'm at mile 40.3 and these pools of water just cross the trail. It's actually quite thick over here. There are no cow patties, so probably won't smell like poop too much. But it's actually pretty deep, a couple feet deep. It'll probably be here for a little while. So as of February 19th, after cot tank, if that thing's out. I noticed on gut hook some people say it doesn't work. So I wonder if it's the tank's out of water at sometimes. Of course, it is a little murky and it's gonna get even murkier as more of it evaporates away. These rocks are cool. Look at the water on it. It's like salt. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Anyway, let's keep going. Now I'm heading north on the Arizona Trail, and there's a sign here on the right saying to go this way, and there is another sign here on the left saying to go this way. That one has a US flag. I read before though that the AZT got rerouted at some point, and gut hooks follows the left, whereas the right there's a green line in gut hooks. I am going to go left though because I know it has the documented water sources I need. So off to the left, and I think I see the little water source coming up. There's a little solar tank. I'm at mile 41.7. The last water report was 9 days ago, and they said it's running. So I thought I'd come and check it out myself and report. All those cows. There's a green tank here. Huh. Sounds pretty good actually. Where's the nozzle? Huh? Nozzle. Where is it flying? It must be that over there, straight ahead. Huh. This thing is quite dry. I wonder if it's that water trough way over there. Oh yeah, this is running really well. In fact, it's coming out pretty well. Probably easily a liter a minute. The water itself does not look super clean, but there is a tap running, so you can get water from that, and it's still pretty clean. But it's other than that, it's pretty full. You just have to walk past all the cows and that whole stinky poop field to get here, but the water is running. When they think you're gone, they actually mess around. They're butting heads and stuff. I walk sideways to get out of the trees, and now they're not, of course. Look at this beautiful view of the red rocks they have behind them. They don't even appreciate it. All of a sudden, there's a mountain bike. It appears to be an e-bike, rad power bike. Helmets here. Looks like whatever in the bag is gone. My guess is it ran out of power. E-bike and all. Look at those big tires. Pretty crazy. But so we already left his helmet here. Did he walk back? What happened? I don't know. This is what happens to Snickers bars in Arizona. The other one was slightly melted, but this one's much worse. It's gonna be a mess. I need the energy. These plants have popped up on the trail. They're all over. Really have to watch out. They are super thorny and sharp. Watch your hands. Sometimes they're on both sides. This has to be the prettiest cholla I have seen yet. The flowers are quite yellow, pretty. It's amazing. This is how I've been hiking for a little while now. This trail is going southwest. We're going back to Mexico. So because we're going southwest, we're walking right into the sun. It's cooking my face. We're gonna head southwest for another couple of miles. So it's gonna keep cooking. We're getting closer to Mexico. I think we're heading to Mexico now. Okay, I made it better. What do you think? Do I look like a desert dweller? It's gonna be hot for a while, but I get some reprieve from the sun. So I think it'll be worth it. Whew. All right, let's go. I think I see Patagonia way on the right there between the two hills. It's a lot of structures. First time I've seen so many structures in a long time. Where we're going, there's Mr. Sun. My poor camera was gonna get all hot. All right, probably about half a mile left, maybe 3/4. What are these plants growing on the side of this hill? It's facing southwest, so it gets a lot of sun, but everything is so green. Where's it getting all the moisture from? It's amazing. It just kind of filled this entire hillside. And after the ravine down there and up, it's a different type of plant. Pretty wild, huh? It's so green over here. Doesn't make any sense. This is it. I think I found my campsite. It's a little clearing in the grass here. The sun is gonna be behind the mountains in just a few minutes. But we're pretty close to the road, but they can't see me from the road. I think it'd be pretty good here. There's nothing closer to the road. And I've been looking for a while as I came down the trail, but I didn't see anything else as good. A lot of them were just kind of covered in cow patties. This one has a little bit of cow patties as well, but it's not too bad. I think I'll be hearing trucks driving by all night just because it's Friday night. There's where we came from. It's quite beautiful now with the sun shining on it. And there's a trail and there's camp. I managed to squeeze it in there. I have to keep looking at myself for ticks because I keep rubbing up on all this grass. It's just all over the duplex. Barely fit, I'd say. But there's camp for tonight, night 3. I'm expecting it to not be as cold today. I've been neglecting this part about myself for the last 2 days just because it's been so cold every time I got home, or every time I found camp. Yeah. But stretch. Oh. I'm wiping down my legs and look, this is just one leg. I have turned into a hiker now. That looks pretty bad. I didn't even do my feet. I just did my calves and the shins. That looks pretty bad. Okay, I'm 3 miles outside of Patagonia. I'm gonna hike in, resupply, and take off. And I just got here and I actually managed to edit 2 videos and upload them because their cell service is pretty good. And it's starting to get way too cold now. My fingers are freezing, so I can't do any more. Plus, it's time to go to bed anyway. So, time to swing through Patagonia. And maybe tonight at camp, I could work on day 1 of the trail itself. But for now, have a good night, everyone. And I will talk to you tomorrow.